Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. In labor economics today, we are going to explore human capital. Learning outcomes. After watching this video, you will be able to understand what is human capital with examples, human capital development, importance of human capital, and history of human capital theory. So what is human capital? Human capital is the stock of habits, knowledge, social and personality attributes, including creativity, embodied in the ability to perform labor so as to produce the economic values. Human capital is unique and differs from any other capital. It is needed for companies to achieve goals, develop and remain innovative. So, example of the human capital. Human capital is the economic value of the abilities and qualities of labor that influence the productivity. These qualities include higher education, technical or the non-technical job trainings, health and the values such as punctuality. So what is the importance of the human capital? Why is human capital is important? Human capital is an asset consisting of knowledge and skills held by a person that can be used by an organization to advance its goals. Human capital is important because some level of the human knowledge and skill is necessary in order for an organization to accomplish anything. Human capital development. Human capital development is the process of improving an organization's employees, performance, capabilities, and resources. Human capital development is a vital to the growth of productivity of organization. The people that make an organization run are an asset to be invested in. Human capital and economic growth. There is a strong relationship between the human capital and economic growth because people come with the diverse set of skills and knowledge. Human capital can certainly help boost the economy. This relationship can be measured by how much investment goes into the people education. So some governments recognize that this relationship between human capital and the economy exists, and so they provide the higher education at little or no cost. People who participate in the workforce who have the higher education will often have the larger salaries, which means they will be able to spend more. A history of the human capital. The idea of the human capital can be traced back to the 18th century. The Adam Smith referred to the concept in his book, An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nations, in which he explored the wealth, knowledge, training, talents, and experience for a nation. Adam Smith suggests that the improving human capital through training and education leads to a more profitable enterprise, which adds to the collective wealth of the society. According to the Smith, that makes it a win for everyone. In more recent times, the term was used to describe the labor required to produce the manufactured goods. But the most modern theory was used by the several different economists including Gary Becker and Theodore Schwartz, who invented the term in 1960 to reflect the value of the human capacities. Schwartz believed that human capital was like any other form of the capital to improve the Schwartz believed human capital was like any other form of the capital to improve the quality of the level of production. This would require an investment in the education, training, enhanced benefit of the organization employees, but not all economists agree. According to the Harvard economist Richard Freeman, human capital was a single of talent and ability. In order to a business to rely become productive, he said it needed to train and motivate its employees as well as the invest in the capital equipment. His education was that human capital was not a production factor. So, criticism of the human capital theories. The theory of the human capital has received a lot of criticism from many people who work in education and training in the 60s. Theory was attacked primarily because it legitimized bourgeois individualisms, which was seen as selfish and exploitative. The bourgeois class of the people include those of the middle class who were believed to exploit those of the working class. The human capital theory was also believed to blame people for any defects that happened in the system of making capitalists out of workers. So conclusion, human capital is an intangible asset not listed on a company's balance sheet and includes things like an employee's experience and skills. Since all labor is not considered equal, employers can improve human capital by investing in the training, education, and benefit of their employees. Human capital is perceived to have a relationship with the economic growth, productivity, and profitability. Like any other assets, human capital can depreciate through the long periods of the unemployment and inability to keep up with the technology and innovation. Assignment, what is the Human Capital Index? HDI, write the detailed note on the HDI. Thank you.